The tiny kitten who refused to let us touch her for 2 weeks finally allows us to pet her. As she cuddles with our other cats, it breaks our hearts that she spent so much time alone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our channel where we share heartwarming stories about cats. Today, I will tell you the story of a tiny kitten who did not want to be touched by humans after being abandoned by her mother. But as days went by, something incredible happened. She completely transformed into a loving pet. You won't believe it. So stay with me till the end of this video to see how amazing the transformation was. Once upon a time in a peaceful neighborhood, there lived a beautiful orange tabby cat named Marmalade. Marmalade was a beloved pet who had everything she could ever want: a loving owner, a cozy house, and plenty of food and water. However, despite all the love and care she received, Marmalade had a wild side that she couldn't quite shake. Every day she would sneak out of the house and explore the great outdoors. And during one of her adventures, she met a handsome stray cat and they soon fell in love. A few months later, Marmalade gave birth to 4 adorable kittens, 2 boys and 2 girls. She was a wonderful mother and took great care of her little ones, teaching them how to hunt and survive in the wild. But unfortunately, after a few months, Marmalade had to leave the kittens on their own as she had to follow her instincts and travel to find new hunting grounds. She knew it was time to move on and find her own adventure, but she also knew that her kittens were old enough to fend for themselves. So with a heavy heart, she said goodbye to her little family and disappeared into the wild. At first, the kittens struggled to survive on their own. They were just 3 months old and didn't know what to do or where to find food. Luckily, they had each other, and with their mother's guidance, they learned how to find food, water, and shelter. Despite their rough start in life, the 4 kittens grew into strong and healthy cats. They developed unique personalities. There was Mittens, the smallest of the litter, but with the biggest heart. Then there was Patches, the adventurous one who loved exploring new places. Tiger was the curious one who always wanted to know what was going on around him. And Luna was the shy and gentle one who preferred to stay hidden until she felt comfortable. As they grew older, the kittens began to venture further away from home in search of new adventures. One day, Patches decided to explore beyond his usual hunting grounds. He wandered into a nearby town where he encountered all sorts of interesting sights and sounds. Suddenly, he noticed a group of people gathered around a small table outside a house. Curious, he decided to investigate and found a family having a picnic lunch. Patches, being a clever cat, knew just how to make himself comfortable. He slowly approached the table and politely waited for someone to take notice of him. His charming looks and friendly demeanor won over the family, and before long, he was enjoying a delicious meal with them. Patches had never experienced such kindness before, and he felt grateful for the family's generosity. After finishing his meal, he happily rubbed against their legs in gratitude and then disappeared into the bushes. The family was delighted to have made a new furry friend, and they couldn't help but smile at the memory of Patches, the friendly stray cat. Days turned into weeks, and the family began to worry about Patches. Where was he? Had he found a new home? Or perhaps he had fallen victim to danger. Just when they were about to give up hope, they heard a familiar meow outside their door. It was Patches, and he had a surprise for them. Following his every move was a tiny kitten, no bigger than a teacup. She looked up at them with big, innocent eyes, meowing softly. The family instantly fell in love with the kitten and welcomed her into their home. They named her Luna, and she quickly became part of the family. Luna, however, was very scared of humans. Perhaps her previous experiences had left her traumatized, and she would run and hide at the slightest sound of a human voice. It broke the family's heart to see her so scared, but they were determined to help her overcome her fears. They gave her plenty of love and treats, and slowly but surely, Luna began to trust them. She would meow softly and rub against their legs, purring contentedly. The family was overjoyed to see Luna blossoming into a happy and healthy cat. One day while playing with her new toys, Luna accidentally knocked over a glass of water. The family, although surprised, was more amused than anything else. They knew that accidents happen, and most importantly, Luna was okay. As the weeks passed, Luna continued to thrive in her new home. She loved playing with her toys, chasing butterflies in the garden, and cuddling with her new family. Her playful and affectionate nature brought endless joy to the family, and they couldn't imagine their lives without her. Looking back at how far she had come, the family felt a sense of pride and happiness. They had rescued a scared and lonely kitten and turned her into a happy and confident cat. Luna's story is a reminder that with love and patience, even the most timid and traumatized animals can heal and find happiness. After living on the streets for a while, Luna had become accustomed to a life of struggle and loneliness. She had endured hunger, cold, and danger, and it had made her wary of humans. She had seen firsthand how people can be cruel to animals, and she had been abandoned by her own kind. So when she finally found a home with a loving family, she was hesitant to trust them. She was afraid of being hurt again. So she kept a distance, hiding and observing from afar. But the family didn't give up on her. They knew that Luna needed time to heal, and they were patient. They didn't force her to interact with them. Instead, they let her come to them on her own terms. They spoke to her in soft, soothing voices and offered her food and water. Slowly but surely, they built a bond with her. One day, Luna's curiosity got the better of her. She cautiously approached the family and sniffed their hands. She was still nervous, but the family's kindness and warmth were hard to resist. And that was the beginning of Luna's transformation. As the days passed, Luna became more comfortable around the family. She would rub against their legs and purr when they stroked her fur. She loved being petted and would often fall asleep on their laps. It was a far cry from the scared and lonely kitten who had first arrived at their home. One day, Luna's transformation was complete. She was no longer the same timid and fearful cat who had come to live with the family. Instead, she was a happy, confident, and affectionate cat who loved to play, cuddle, and explore. The family couldn't believe how far she had come, and they were so happy to have been a part of her journey. Luna's story is a testament to the power of love, patience, and understanding. It shows that even the most scared and traumatized animals can heal and thrive with the right care and attention. With time, Luna turned into an entirely different cat. She gained weight, had a shiny coat, and her eyes sparkled with joy. But most importantly, she was filled with love and affection for her new family. One day, the family was shocked to witness an incredible moment. Luna, who had always been wary of other animals, was seen playing and cuddling with their other cats. She had formed a strong bond with them, and they treated her like one of their own. It was a sight to behold, and it brought tears to the family's eyes to see how far Luna had come. The family couldn't believe how lucky they were to have adopted Luna. She had brought so much joy, laughter, and love into their lives, and they wouldn't trade her for the world. They knew that they had saved her life, but in reality, she had saved theirs, too. As the years passed, Luna continued to be a beloved member of the family. She greeted them at the door every day, purring loudly. She loved to play fetch and would bring back the ball or toy every time. She was also a lap cat and would spend hours lounging on her favorite cushion, soaking up the sun. Looking back on Luna's journey, the family felt a sense of pride and happiness. They had rescued a scared and lonely kitten and turned her into a happy and confident cat. Luna's story is a reminder that with love, patience, and understanding, even the most timid and traumatized animals can heal and thrive.